everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to today's episode of The Still of the Night. This was not the episode that I was planning on making next, but this is currently happening right now. There are two very, very small children that are missing in Nova Scotia. As I'm filming this, it is Wednesday the 7th of May. It is currently the 6th day of searching for missing siblings, 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. And so time really is of the essence. So let's talk about the facts then. Let's talk about what we know, what is going on with these two missing children. So what we know is Lily and Jack were reported missing at about 10 a.m. on Friday the 2nd of May 2025, and they were last seen at their home in Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station, Pictou County in Nova Scotia. Lily, age 6, is described as having shoulder-length light brown hair with bangs, and she might be wearing a pink sweater, pink pants and pink boots. 4-year-old Jack is described as having short blondish hair and wearing blue dinosaur boots. Now, it has since come out from their stepdad that Jack may be wearing a brown jumper and brown pants, but I haven't seen anything from the police confirming that. Now, it should also be noted that Lily may have a white backpack with strawberries on with her, and that Jack was also likely to be wearing a pull-up diaper. Now, we know that both of the children attend school. Lily attends primary at Salt Springs Elementary School, and it appears that Jack attends pre-primary at the same place. Now, neither one of the kids were in school on Friday. They since said that neither child was in school on the Thursday either, and then there have been some reports online that the children weren't in school all week. The kids' mum, Maleyah, had been in a relationship with Daniel Martell for approximately 3 years, and it looks like about 2 years ago, the kids and Maleyah moved in with Daniel. The two went on to have a baby together, and they have a 1-year-old child. Now, their home is located in a very rural, heavily wooded area. Now, on Friday morning, both Maleyah and Daniel were in their bedroom with their 1-year-old child. In television interviews, both their mum and their stepdad have described how both Lily and Jack were awake and were in the other room, whilst the two of them were in their bedroom with their 1-year-old child. Now, it seems from what they've said that they were kind of dozing in and out of sleep whilst Lily and Jack were up. Daniel has said that Lily came into their bedroom several times, that he could hear Jack playing in the kitchen. Now, their theory is that the children have opened the sliding door, which they have said is more or less silent, so they would not have heard it, that they've made their way into the back garden and then have disappeared from there.
Lily and Jack are awesome kids, very, very kind. They'll talk to anyone. They want to go with anyone. They're just looking to have as much fun as they can. Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, and anything like that. But Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack, bugs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister.
He says he's also hoping police monitor the New Brunswick border and the airports for any sign of the two children. But RCMP tell us this afternoon they're not considering any possible abduction here. As far as they're concerned, they're looking for two young children who simply wandered away.
At some point that morning, Maleyah and Daniel realised that they could no longer hear the kids playing. And so they got out of bed and went to look for them. They searched the house and they couldn't find them. They went into the backyard and there was no sign of them. And so they started shouting and frantically searching.
Just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing. but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, "Do you hear the kids?" And he says, "No." And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call.
Daniel describes how he got into his car, he started driving around local roads, he looked in culverts, and when he couldn't find the kids, he came home and decided to wait for the police. I don't want to be judgmental about this, because what's important right now is these two very, very small children are missing. But the interviews that both their mum and their stepdad have given are questionable. I will insert some here so that you guys can take a look and a listen for yourselves.
They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal, and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school, and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
So the Canadian Mounted Police have said that they believe that the children have wandered off into the wooded area surrounding the house. They did initially say that there is no evidence of an abduction, and they are still very much sticking to that. Now, really, there are three possibilities here. Either the kids have wandered off into the woodlands and have got lost. They've gone outside by themselves and have been abducted, or something horrible has happened to them whilst in their own home. A vulnerable missing person alert was issued on May the 2nd, and then the following day at around 5:27 p.m. on Saturday the 3rd of May, a broadcast intrusive alert was issued for Antigonish, Colchester and Pictou counties. Again, I'm sorry if I've said any of those wrong. The police decided not to issue an Amber Alert because, like I said, they have no evidence to suspect that this is an abduction. A massive search has taken place in the area surrounding Lily and Jack's home. This has involved up to 160 people every day from various different agencies, from the police to voluntary agencies as well. Now, the police did say that they found a footprint, so they expanded the search in that area. They have since said, and literally just before I sat down to film this video, that they did a really intensive search around that area and they found no other tracks, no other clues, no other evidence to suggest that that footprint was linked to Lily and Jack. They have searched an area of over 3.5 kilometers, which is huge, and the terrain that they are searching in is making it 1,000 times harder. Each area that they search is just that much more difficult. So each bit that they are searching, they have been tying ribbons around a tree so that they know where they've been. Now, over the weekend, there's been rain, there's been a lot of fog, just added to the difficulty of trying to find Lily and Jack if they have gone into the woods. So we are now on day 6 of the search. I haven't seen anything official, but reports online have alleged that the police brought in tracker dogs and that the scent of the children was lost at the end of the driveway, which is always concerning. To make things even more suspicious, which I hate to say when we are talking about missing children, their stepdad, he has said that an argument took place at the home he shares with Maleyah between her family and his family, and that his mum actually asked several members of Maleyah's family to leave the property. Now, he has said that Maleyah took their child that they shared together. She has left the area and has gone to stay with family. And that she's blocked him on social media. I am having a difficult time as a mum myself, understanding how you could leave that area. You could not tear me away from those woods if I and the police believed that my 6 and 4-year-old were in there, cold, hungry, dehydrated, frightened. There is no way that there's nothing that could happen that would make me leave. Daniel has said that her family have suggested that he has got something to do with Lily and Jack's disappearance, which again is really worrying if the families themselves are pointing fingers and don't believe that these kids have just wandered off. So it's really scary. These little kids need to be found, and they need to be found quickly. You think about an adult would struggle to survive in that terrain, and the searchers have described it as, pretty tough going in there. Like I say, with no food, no water, not dressed for being out in, all weather, being cold and damp. I pray that these 2 little kids are found and are found quickly. However, before I sat down to record this, the police have just done an official press conference, and I will insert a clip from that here.
First of all, our thoughts go to the family and loved ones of Lily and Jack Sullivan, to their communities, and to everyone who's worked day and night in an effort to find the children and bring them home. Since the first 911 call was received by the RCMP, reporting that 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack had wandered away from their home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station, a multi-agency search has been underway. Since Saturday, because we treat all missing person files as suspicious until our investigation leads us to determine otherwise, our Major Crimes Unit has been engaged. It's been an all-hands-on-deck effort using every available resource and tool. Since the search began on May 2nd, it has been concentrated in the Gairloch Road area and has covered 4 square kilometers of heavy, wooded, rural terrain. Up to 160 trained volunteer searchers, along with many others, have been involved in the search each day. Lily and Jack's family has been provided with regular updates on the search and on the missing person investigation. They've also been afforded supports. As of today, May 7th, the active search efforts to locate Lily and Jack will be scaled back. We're transitioning from a full-scale search to searches of more specific spaces that have already been searched by our teams. We want to circle back to increase the probability that all clues have been found. And when transitioning from an active search to a scaled-back search, the probability of survival is taken into consideration. I want to assure you that our missing persons investigation continues. We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lily and Jack are and can bring them home. We'll continue to investigate and chase leads for as long as and as hard as we have to. We continue to appeal to anyone who have information related to our investigation and who has not yet spoken to us to contact the Pictou County District RCMP at 902-485-3888. 4333 or Crime Stoppers.
Robert, and MCCAMON is the last name. So Major Crime became involved very early in the investigation. We're able to bring in some specialized knowledge and skill sets, and we help with the information management and decision making. As we scale back, as we've identified, there are certain areas that are going to be relooked at that could contain a confined area perhaps, and maybe need some more specialized search areas. But I'll leave that to the search crews to expand on. And we're going to continue pursuing any leads or information that comes in, and the stuff that we do have. We have engaged in all areas of the RCMP. All tools that are available to us are being considered and engaged when appropriate.
Do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, as those media people are assuming, rightly or wrongly, that there's a criminal element to this.
Sure.
And can you, I mean, I know, what can you tell me about that, your work on that potentially?
Well, I can't really speculate on the investigation, obviously. That wouldn't be fair to the process. But we are constantly reviewing everything that's been done, looking at all different facets of available information, and we'll make decisions on that.
The incident command person with the RCMP, along with the search manager, at some point have to make a decision when would it scale back this search. And a number of factors would have to take consideration, and they would, based upon scientific information that they have, to deem when that time has to come, and that is now. And a lot of those factors come into play would be the age of the missing persons, the weather, how long it's been, what area it's been covered. So at that point, they have to make a decision on that.
I hate to ask this, but given their age and the conditions, if they were still in the woods, do you think they would still be alive?
I guess it goes back to all those factors that have to come into play, right? So we are scaling back because it's time to move to a different part of the search.
Okay, so, but you don't believe the children are alive anymore?
No, based on the experts and the review of the facts, the inclement weather, the time frames, and their age, the likelihood that they're alive right now is very low.
So, as you just saw, the police are scaling back their searching. They are still going to be actively looking for Lily and Jack. The sad thing is if they have gone into the woods and they've just wandered off by themselves, their ages, the weather conditions, the lack of food, the lack of water, it's not looking good. So it sounds now, sadly, that the police are no longer looking for Jack and Lily alive in the woods, and that they are hoping to recover their bodies at this point, which is, I pray that there is some small chance, if they've wandered off into those woods, that they are still alive. Their stepdad is very much pushing the abduction theory, though. He's going very, very hard on that. And the police have once again said that there is no evidence that this is an abduction. Now, I'm sure that we will get more information. Like I say, this is day 6 of the searching for Lily and Jack. Hopefully, the next update that we will have will be that Lily and Jack have been found. Something about this stinks. Whether something has happened to the children, and other than them wandering off by themselves, there are questions that need to be asked and answered at some point. Right now, the focus needs to be on finding these children. But how 2 small children, or why 2 small children who were not in school because they were ill, were up while their parents were in bed, they've been able to get out of the home. There's a lot of questions that their mom is going to need to answer, and their stepdad. When we get more information about this case, I will come back and I will update you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. If you are local to this area, please let me know, what people's thoughts are. And let's keep Lily and Jack in our thoughts, in our prayers, and hope that they are brought home soon. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.